Hello, this is the video tutorial series from StartupDaddy.com. In this installment, I'm going to be showing you how to get a TIN, or Taxpayer Identification Number, for your new business. You're going to want a TIN, whether you're a sole proprietor, a corporation, an LLC, because this is the number you're going to need to open up a business checking account and also a merchant account if you want to take credit cards, file your taxes. Essentially, anything you're going to be doing in the business's name officially, you're going to need a TIN. It's the social security number for your business. You want to keep these things separate. You don't want to mix your personal assets with the business assets. You don't want to mix the money that you're getting from your business with your personal assets the wrong way, because it can open you up to all sorts of different tax and legal liabilities. Getting this number is pretty easy. You just go to the IRS website. If you can believe that, they made this easy for you. You fill out the application online, and within a matter of minutes, you have something you can bring to the bank and open up a checking account. So they've really done a good job making the process simple. You get there by going to irs.gov, and on the right, there's a drop-down menu, and you would select, I need to get a taxpayer identification number. You click Go. And it's going to give you all sorts of explanations of the different kinds of TINs. In our case, it's not a social security number, it's an EIN, which is an employer identification number. A TIN is just the general name, taxpayer identification number. There's lots of different kinds, and even though you don't have employees, you're going to want to have an employer identification number. And you click on that, it's going to give you an explanation. It's also known as the federal tax ID. You click on this, refer to employer ID numbers for more information. Now, there is a more direct link, of course. If you Google SS4, which is an application for an employer ID number, it'll bring you probably right to the online site. But I want to show you how you get there from the IRS homepage so that it's less confusing for you. When you click on that link, there's a number of places here that say apply online, apply online, apply online, but it's also going to give you more explanations if you require that. Do you need one? Do you need a new one? How the process works. So we're just going to click one of these apply online links. It's going to give you some more explanations. It's going to tell you that this application is available for certain hours. It's going to tell you that, and this is kind of important, that if you're a single member LLC, and you have employees, or you're going to within the next 12 months, you can't really use this online form. You're going to want to call this phone number between the hours of 7 and 10 local, and somebody there will walk you through the process and again give you that number right away. So even in that case, it's not hard to do. But if you don't have employees, which most of us don't, if you're running a home-based business, you're more than likely not in a position of having to have employees or planning to in the next year. So you're going to apply online now. This is going to bring up a page with more explanations. Do you need an EIN? Do you need a new EIN? It's going to tell you about this whole process, which is the EIN assistant. Different restrictions if you're a third-party designee. In other words, if you're an accountant applying for somebody else's, you have to have permission. You have to be a business located in the United States. It's going to remind you again that if you're a single member with employees, that there's different things you need to do. None of that applies to us. We're going to begin the application. First thing you do is you tell the IRS what you are. Are you a sole proprietor? Are you a partnership? Are you a corporation? Are you an LLC? In our case, we're an LLC. Scroll down and click Continue. Now, they want to make real sure that you are an LLC, so they're going to tell you what an LLC is. They're also going to tell you what it's not. It's not a corporation. It's not incorporated, and you didn't file articles of incorporation. If you're an LLC, you've filed articles of organization. So knowing that all this applies to you, you're going to click Continue. This is going to bring up a page that asks you to tell you about the member of the LLC. Okay. Now, I'm going to be filling out some personal information as we go through this process. So from time to time, I'm going to blank out the screen because this is more of a tutorial on how to do something than how to get access to my bank accounts. So right now, I'm going to blank out the screen. And when you click Continue, it's going to bring you to this section. It's going to ask you to confirm your selection. Due to a number of members of your LLC, you're considered a single member LLC as a type of structure, and it's going to tell you some of the different things that apply to you because of that. It says you may not continue if you're an individual single member LLC with employees and don't already have a sole proprietor EIN. They really hit you on that one. They tell you a number of times, if you have employees, don't do this. So why are you asking for a new EIN? Did you start a new business? Did you hire employees? Are you opening up a new bank account even though you have the same company and you have a new trade name? There's different reasons you might need an EIN. In our case, we started a new business. You click continue. Now, who is the primary member of the LLC? This is interesting because it's either going to be a person or a business. You can have an established business and start a new business under the name of your old business. So you start having these chains of companies, and that's what subsidiaries are. In our case, we're not a company, we're an individual applying because we're the single owner as a person. We click continue, and it's going to ask you some personal information. So again, I'll go ahead and blank out the screen. Now, if you did click business because you did have an existing company and you want to put the new LLC with a new EIN under the old company's name, the only difference is this would ask the company's name and your already existing EIN as opposed to your name and your social security number. So after filling in this information, which I don't need you to see, you're going to answer the questions and click continue again. After clicking continue, it's going to bring you to a page where it asks you where the LLC is. So this is the statutory address of your company. Now when you click continue, it's going to verify it against their database. And what it does is it kind of does two things. It's going to modify the address for the post office usually. So that means, you know, if you have a suite, it's changing it to STE, things along that line. So you're going to want to accept the database version that they give you or the version that you entered, depending on whether it changes it or not. In my case, it didn't change the address, just some of the different abbreviations. So we're good to go. Now it's going to ask you a few more questions about the LLC itself. The legal name of the LLC, which has to match your articles of organization. The trade name, if doing business as, it's only different from a legal name, things along those lines. So you fill that out and you click continue. More questions. Do you own a highway motor vehicle? Are you a casino? I don't even know what a Form 720 is, federal excise tax return, so I'm going to click no. And I'm not going to manufacture alcohol, tobacco, or firearms, so I'm going to click no in all of these particular cases here. No, 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 and no. Clicking continue. So, what do you do? I am not an accommodations. I don't do construction. I don't do finance, healthcare, insurance, manufacturing, retail, social assistance, transportation, wholesale. I am an online information marketer, so I'm going to click other. So it's going to ask you a little bit further, what do you do? Do you consult? Do you manufacture? Do you are you a religious organization or a civic organization? Do you do rentals, repairs, sell goods and services, or other? More than likely, you're going to be selecting either consulting, selling goods or services, or other, and then give a further explanation. In this particular case, I'm going to be selling some goods and clicking continue. So which one of the following best describes? You're either going to be resale or your retail or wholesale. So if you sell things direct to the public, it tells you right here, from a storefront or over the internet, you're still a retail operation, and that's what we're going to be here. Selling goods exclusively over the internet includes independently selling on auction sites, from a storefront, or direct. So catalog, mail order, door-to-door, an auction house, or other. We're going to be doing things exclusively under the internet. And they're going to ask you how you want to receive the confirmation letter. You can either receive it online or by mail. I'm going to go with the online option and click continue. So this is where you're going to have a little bit of information to review. I'm going to black some of this out so you're not going to see it, but you're going to review everything on this page. After you've reviewed all the information and determined that it's accurate, you click Submit, and then just wait. It's going to process your application and bring you right back here, and there you go. Congratulations, you have an EIN, and it's going to give you the number right there. So that's pretty much the process. It's that simple. That is how you obtain an EIN online. So you would click on this and get your confirmation letter, print out a PDF, bring that to the bank, and open up an account. So you are officially in business. That concludes this tutorial on how to obtain a taxpayer identification number for your business. For more tutorials and advice on how to set up, establish, and run a new business or home-based business, visit me at startupdaddy.com.